Before we get started, please make sure to turn on the subtitles down below if you would like. Hello, and welcome to this free course. My name is Brittany, and I have been an English teacher for a really long time. I am a CELTA certified English teacher. I have a master's degree in language and literacy education, and most importantly, I am raising a bilingual son with my husband. We're raising him in English and French, and we're trying to add Spanish to that mix as well. So I am extremely interested in language education, especially in kids. And what I hope to show you in this course is that non-native speakers of English can definitely teach English to their babies and to their young children at home in a natural, loving, connected, fun way. And if you are starting early right now with a little baby, you are actually in the best position to be successful. When my son was a newborn, when he was a little baby, I could not yet imagine that sense of pride, that amazing feeling that I would have when I saw him speaking French with French speakers. It's the most incredible feeling to watch your child grow into their bilingualism, into their multilingualism. And that's what I hope for you. I can see this in your future. In this course, I'm going to encourage you to grow along with your child in English. You are going to work on improving your own English every day. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to always have the perfect vocabulary word. Babies need simple English. Babies need repetition. They need to hear the same thing again and again and again, and you can give that to them. If you have an intermediate level of English or higher, you can do this. And you are at a great advantage by starting early, by starting when your child is a baby. If they can't yet speak, they don't yet have a set framework in their brains. They don't yet have a language. And you can give them 2 or 3 or more at the same time. And how do we do this? The same way that you learned your first language. We are going to surround your baby with English at home. English stories, English songs, English daily routines. There's a really popular study, a really popular piece of research that shows us how important it is for babies in their first year of life to hear the different sounds of their multiple languages. In the first year of a baby's life, they are able to hear all of the different sounds of the world's languages. It's actually really incredible. And if they stop or if they don't hear the sounds of a particular language, they lose this ability. And so that's why we want to surround our babies with English and with their first language. We want to support both languages at the same time as parents. Now, if your child is a little bit older, it's okay. It's never too late to learn a language. And in fact, in my membership program, I have a lot of parents in there who have older children, who have 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children, and that's great. It's never too late to learn. But if you still have a little baby, you do have an advantage. It will be easier to train yourself to speak English to your baby, and it will be easier to surround your baby every day with simple English. And how do we do this? How do we be successful in raising a bilingual child? It's not about apps. It's not about putting them in front of a TV. It's not about playing music for them in English. In my next video, I'm going to tell you why you are the key to making all of this work. The way that you learned your first language is through your mom or your dad or other adult caregivers talking to you every day for hours, narrating the things that were happening around you, reading to you, playing with you, changing your diaper, hearing these voices all around you from a very early age. That's how you learned your first language. Babies learn best when they are learning from someone who they love, from someone who they know, from someone who they trust. A baby who is very upset, a baby who is crying cannot learn. We learn when we are calm, when we are relaxed, and when we feel connected to another person. This is the best learning environment for children, when they are relaxed and when they are having fun. And you, as their parent, are in the best position to teach your child a language, English, because your child already feels connected to you. Your child already loves you. Your baby loves the sound of your voice. And so even if you're not perfect, you don't need to be perfect. You are in the best position to be your baby's first English teacher. When I imagine my son as a baby, there were times when we would visit relatives who were Spanish-speaking relatives, and I remember thinking, oh, he will learn Spanish from being with his Spanish-speaking relatives. But there was a problem. My son, as a baby, did not yet know his Spanish-speaking relatives. He wasn't comfortable with them yet. And so he could not really learn from them. First of all, he was not spending enough time with them. He was mostly with me. And he did not really know them and trust them yet. And so at this early age, when my son was a tiny baby, he would have learned more from me, even though my Spanish is not perfect. I could have sung songs to him in Spanish. I could have explained basic routines to him in Spanish, and he would have learned more from me because I was his trusted adult, his primary caregiver. Now, at the time, my husband and I were very, very busy with French and English, so we did not have time to fit Spanish as well. I wish we had. It's a bit of a regret for me, to be honest. But I just tell you this story to show you that you can do this. You don't need to be perfect. An English-speaking tutor or nanny won't necessarily be better. You, as your child's trusted adult, are the best teacher for them at this young age. So think about the daily routines that you already do with your child, changing their diaper, feeding them, playing with them. Can you replace some of these vocabulary words with English? Or could you replace an entire routine with English? For example, maybe bath time is completely in English. You say, water, splash, we're going to clean you, let's wash your hair, let's wash your belly. And repeating these phrases every single day will connect you with your child in English and teach them English at the same time. It might feel strange at first, but the more that you use it, the more natural it becomes. And this does not mean that you need to stop using your first language. In fact, you can raise your baby with both languages in your home. Many families decide to use a method called time and place, or time or place, which is when you choose a time during your day or a place in your home to speak English with your baby. Maybe it's bath time, maybe it's diaper changing time, maybe it's in the car. Choose a time or a place and speak English with your baby. All right, in this video, I want to talk about books, using books to teach your baby English, because a lot of parents, myself included, seem to think that babies don't need books when they're tiny because, we see a 3-month-old or a 6-month-old and we think, why do we need to read a book to a 6-month-old? They don't understand the words. But to be honest with you, I wish that I had started reading books regularly to my son when he was really little, when he was 6 months old, or maybe even before. I talked about that piece of research before, that study before about babies and sounds. They may not understand the words yet, but they can hear the sounds, and the sounds of a language are really important too. So, even when your baby is really little, try to read to them regularly in English. And a few tips for that. You don't need to read the entire book every day. You could just look at one page together or 2 pages together. Follow your baby's lead, meaning when your baby points at something, say the word of the thing that they are pointing at, talk about the colors, talk about whether it's big or small. You can talk about what it's used for. A brush for brushing your hair. A brush. We use this to brush our hair. A duck. A duck. Wow, a yellow duck. Shoes. Blue shoes. So you can see how simple this is. Very simple English, but used repetitively again and again and again. As adults, repetition can be a little bit annoying or not very fun, but children love repetition. It gives them confidence. And another great tip, if you only have books in your first language at home, you don't need to buy a lot of new English books. You could, of course, go to the library. We go to the library all the time for multilingual books in French and Spanish. I also really love these Post-it notes that are transparent. So you can take your book in your first language, take a sticky note, a transparent sticky note. It's a little bit difficult to see, but these are actually see-through. They're transparent. They're not completely solid. Stick these onto your book, onto the different pages of your book. So you can see here that we can still see the picture under the transparent sticky note, and it sticks really well. And then use a translator, or if you already know, great, write the word in English, like this. This particular book actually already has the Spanish and the English word, which is really helpful, but a lot of books are just in one language, right? And so you can use transparent sticky notes like this to translate your books into English without destroying the book, without ruining the book, and without having to buy lots and lots of new English books for your baby. In our next video, we're going to talk about songs. As you probably already know, babies love songs, babies love music. There's something about humans that just naturally we love music. And your baby, as we talked about before, also loves your voice. Even if you don't have a beautiful singing voice, like me, I don't have a beautiful singing voice, your baby won't care. My son does not care that I have a terrible singing voice. He just likes to hear me sing, and now that he's older, he likes to sing with me. So we want to use music, we want to use English lullabies and songs to build our children's vocabulary and to get them used to the sounds and pronunciation of English. There are a lot of really wonderful children's music players. This is one that I really like. It's called a Yoto Mini player. We have some cards for my son so that he can play Spanish songs using the mini player. But I'm showing you this because I want to stress that it's even more important to not use music, to not play music for your child, which is great, but it's just a tool. The most important, the more important, the better thing that you can do is to sing to your baby and eventually sing with your baby because your baby loves your voice. I recommend printing out song lyrics, printing out the words of songs that you like in English. I will put some under this video for you as well. Or you can write them out by hand if you want and post them on the wall where your baby sleeps or where you play with your baby so that you can see the words and that you can start to sing them to your baby. And ideally, hopefully, you will memorize. You will start to remember the words. I don't recommend using your phone, looking at your phone to sing the songs, because this interrupts the connection that you have with your baby. When you look away to your phone, you might get distracted or you're not sharing eye contact with your child. And so we really want to try to remember the words, try to memorize them so that we can look at our baby in the eyes, we can smile, and this will give them the connection to the words, to the sounds, to the language that they need to be able to eventually understand and use it themselves. It's going to require a lot of repetition, singing these songs every day, and using gestures. I recommend including some fun gestures to use with the songs that you sing to your baby. When your baby can start to expect some funny gestures while hearing the song, it helps a lot. Connecting actions, connecting gestures with meaningful words in the songs makes it even more memorable for them. All right, and in the next video, I want to talk about accent, a question that I get all the time. Here is a comment that I received on one of my YouTube videos from a parent. Thanks for the suggestion, but as an English learner whose English may be intermediate like me, I don't know if it can be an issue that my children maybe learn the wrong pronunciation or wrong grammar sentence if I have them when speaking English with them. Thank you. So this parent, like many parents, is concerned that she or he, they, might pass on their mistakes to their children, their grammatical mistakes, that they might pass on the wrong pronunciation of a word. I think that this is a valid concern. It's a good concern to have. However, I think that it's a little bit misguided. So what I mean is that many parents have a concern like this. They say, I don't want my children to have my accent in English, to pronounce things wrong in English, to make mistakes in English. And maybe I can use a metaphor to explain this. I am not a professional soccer player. In fact, I have never learned soccer in my entire life. I can kick a ball, but I have never played a soccer game in my life. But I spend a lot of time with my son. I am the primary caregiver, especially when he was a baby and a young toddler. I spent the majority of the time with my son. So does that mean that I should never play soccer with my son? That I should never teach him anything about soccer? Or is it better for me and my son to go to the soccer field with a ball and a net and just practice together, even though I'm not perfect and he doesn't know how to play either? What's wrong with us practicing together? Maybe I watch some videos or read some books and learn a little bit about soccer, and then I go out with him and practice. This is probably going to benefit my son a lot more than if we stayed in the house and never practiced soccer together. My son is still going to learn a lot about the basics, the fundamentals of soccer if we go out and practice together, even though I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional soccer coach. I hope this is starting to make sense. So I'll read what I wrote to this person, to this parent. I wrote back, consider how hard you worked to reach an intermediate level in English. You can give that to your children while they are little. How wonderful. We can fill them with confidence and a love for English while they are little. And then they can continue to improve their English into adolescence and adulthood with the help of other resources and teachers. But as parents, we are in a great position to give our children a solid foundation in English or any additional language early on, at home, in a natural and comfortable way. It is my belief that you can give your children the intermediate level that you have in English or more. Isn't that better than nothing? Isn't that better than no English at all? And more importantly, we are filling our children with a love for the language, with a love for learning, and with confidence that they can try and try and try and fail and try again, which is the most important skill we can give to our children for learning English. Many adults do not have this skill, and we can give this to our babies and to our children. My son does not speak perfect French, but he is a confident French speaker. He goes into every French conversation and he tries and he makes mistakes, and that's okay. And then he learns. And this is what I am most proud of. And this is what I want for your children as well. I truly hope that these videos have helped you. And if you want more help, if you want an in-depth course on how to raise your child bilingually or trilingually, consider joining English Home, my membership for parents who have babies or young children who are learning English at home with their parents in a natural way. Whatever you decide to do, I hope that you will not give up, because that is the only way you fail at this, if you give up. Be consistent, stay with it. If you lose momentum for a little while, that's okay. You can always get it back. You can always come back to English. Try to stay positive. Try to stay playful. Remember that you can do this. I'm wishing the very best for you and your family, and good luck on this journey. Hello, my baby. Hello. It's Mama. It's me, it's your Mama. It's Mama. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. I see you. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Do you want some milk? Yummy. Yummy milk. Oh, you're so hungry. You're so hungry. All right, Mama's gonna get you some milk. Mama will get you some milk. Mama will get you some milk. Are you sleepy? Are you sleepy, buddy? You're rubbing your eyes. You're rubbing your eyes. You look so sleepy. You look so sleepy. Do you need a nap? Nap time. Nap time. I think it's time for a nap. I think you're getting sleepy. I think you're getting sleepy. Yeah, time for a nap. Let's go lie down. Let's go lay down. Sleepy time. Sleepy time. Time for a nap. Time to put you down for a nap, buddy. Time to put you down for a nap. Who do you see? Who do you see? Who's that? Who's that? Is that Dada? Is that Dada? Yeah. Can you see him? Can you see him? Yeah, that's Dada. What do you see, buddy? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? The ceiling? Yeah, what do you see? What do you see up there? What is it? A sheep? A sheep? Some colors? Blue, red. Some animals? Do you see some animals? Do you see some shapes? A circle, a square. The cutest baby in the world. You're the cutest baby in the world. Mama loves you. I love you. I love you. Big smile. Big smile. Yeah, yay. Big smile.